Whereas the 2022 election period came to a conclusion in September following the Supreme Court ruling, it did not, however, provide political tranquility in the country. With 2023 here with us, Kenyans are most likely going to be treated to an even more political year. The year will begin with by-elections slated for this week on the 5th of January. Residents of Elgeyo Marakwet will elect their Senate representative following the appointment of Kipchumba Murkomen to head the transport docket. Garissa Township will seek to replace Eden Duale, who was appointed to the defense docket, with Kandara constituency finding a replacement for Alice Wahome, who is now in charge of the country's water ministry. In the by-election lineup, residents of Shela Ward in Lamu County will also have a date with the IEBC. President Ruto will on the 5th of January lead his cabinet and principal secretaries to Nyeri County, where he is expected to spearhead talks on the revival of the economy. The choice of the venue raising questions and whether the meeting will happen at the infamous Sagana State Lodge that the former used to campaign against the current. The move and the choice of the location could be seen as an attempt to ensure the mountain sticks by him throughout his presidency. If the cabinet retreat ends up being in Sagana, I don't know how to look at it, but then of course this is the irony of life and having the last laugh that he's going back to Sagana this time round, and this time round he's actually the leader and not the person that the Sagana meetings were supposed to actually de-campaign and throw out of power. Azimio leader Raila Odinga is also expected to continue his push to keep the government in check, and anti-Ruto's rallies are set to continue, with Jacaranda grounds expected to be the next stop. Odinga's beef with Ruto's government include the high cost of living, high fuel prices, victimization of public servants, the issue on GMO. Odinga is further taking issues over the scrapping of kazi kwa vijana, Linda Mama, delays in disbursement of pesa kwa wazee funds, increase on school fees charges.
The chair of PPLC.
And following IEBC's conduct and the consequent Supreme Court ruling on the presidential petition, Odinga is expected to begin an onslaught targeting the IEBC and the judiciary. Buoyed by President Ruto's memo to Parliament that seeks a raft of changes, including the creation of office of opposition leader, Odinga is set to begin another round of talks of resuscitating the constitutional changes under the Building Bridges initiative.
We need to now anchor the office of the leader of the opposition in the constitution, so that he has a constitutional office funded from the exchequer of the national government. So that as you keep the government on check, you need a budget. You need a car to move around with. You cannot use your savings in the family.
IEBC, which has been conducting a post-mortem of the 2022 election, will on the 10th of January release a comprehensive report on its hits and misses. The Wafula Chebukati-led team is on the 17th of January expected to vacate office. Chebukati, Boya Molu and Abdi Gulie are the first commissioners to exit the poll body, having completed a full 2-election cycle mandated by the Constitution.
I feel good. I feel I've made my contribution to the institution of the IBC and to strengthening democracy in this country.
President Ruto is expected to gazette a selection panel that will see the 3 replaced. Also to be replaced is Vice Chair Juliana Cherera, Justus Nyang'aya and Francis Wanderi, who resigned following a petition and the formation of a tribunal to investigate their conduct. The tribunal is still sitting and is expected to determine whether Commissioner Irene Masit will continue her activities at the commission. The 4 commissioners are accused of working with the Azimio team in order to favor Odinga in the August elections. Political jabs are expected in the bid to control IEBC. The opposition has already called out Ruto over what they say is plans to install a Kenya Kwanza favorable commission.
All political actors of note would actually do the same. No one wants to be a political actor and they are not influencing. Political parties wherever they are, and every political actor is quite keen on ensuring that they are able to influence every policy every appointment, even for independent bodies. That is what political parties are doing.
The debate is likely to extend in Parliament as a bill tabled by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah is set to resume discussions once Parliament reconvenes.
I see there is need to professionalize the selection panel a little bit so that it has got all the reflection of what is required to bring up people of the caliber of commissioners that go to IEBC. That's what the changes in Parliament look like.
Chances of the Kenya Kwanza alliance remaining steadfast are high, given the control of President William Ruto on the party. However, this cannot be said of the opposition wing. Former President Uhuru Kenyatta is by April of this year expected to leave his position as chairman of Azimio, as well as party leader of Jubilee, leaving the future of the coalition in the hands of Raila Odinga. Kenyatta, if he is to receive his retirement perks, he is required by law not to hold any political office 6 months after exiting power. He will now concentrate on his role as peace envoy. It is argued that the coalition, already bedeviled by wrangles following the parliamentary leadership tussle and Yala nominations, might find it hard to survive. Some of its members have already walked out following Odinga's loss. Faced with a rebellion in his ODM party over his failure to exit politics and support younger blood to succeed him, the former PM will have his work cut out to bond all Azimio-affiliated parties. Odinga has remained non-committal as to whether he will vie in the 2027 elections, which is already raising jitters within the Wiper Party and Ukambani region. Kalonzo, after his support for Odinga over the years, is looking to inherit Odinga's support base in order to face Ruto in the 2027 polls.
As sure as the sun rises from the east and sets in the west, Raila Odinga will be on the ballot in 2027. That is foregone conclusion. His people are already preparing for 2027, and it will take a miracle. Of course, miracles do happen.
Tunataka Kalonzo asimame kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Kalonzo ameunga mkono Raila mara 4 sasa. Hii muhula imepita ilikuwa mara 4. Na atuoni vile sasa atakuja tena kusema anaenda tena kuunga Raila mkono kama rais wa Kenya mara 5.
The 2027 succession is set to begin this year and gain momentum, with Azimio arguing that Ruto has already begun his 2027 campaign with his church visits, and it will only be fair for them to join in. Martin Opio, K24 TV, Nairobi.